There we go, live again at the Operations Center here at the LZ. What is going on, gang? Hope you're all doing well for a Friday night. I got Fortune flying co-pilot right now. Chano is somewhere on his way back from bringing or taking Miss Sugar, his mother, Grandma Chano, to the airport as she heads down to Florida for the holidays. Anyway, hope you guys are all doing good. Tell you what, let everybody get in here and let us proceed on with the vintage news just for an opener. Nothing heavy, mind you. All right. The one I picked for this week is battle-hardened face of 1,000-year-old Viking warrior woman unveiled. And this isn't her. Okay. The 1,000-year-old face of Viking warrior woman has been recreated, and it's stunning. When archaeologists and scientists work together to unravel secrets long buried, the results are sometimes startling. Such is the case of a Viking female warrior found in Norway near the town of Solar. When first discovered, the remains were scant and inconclusive. Now, thanks to modern forensic and facial reconstruction techniques, the formerly anonymous woman has a face, at least a computer-generated one. And a photo of that reconstruction shows the warrior woman looks startlingly like any woman encountered on the street today, albeit with a serious injury to her forehead. Let us proceed on. In a tweet from Viking Verse, a facial reconstruction image of the skull of the Viking woman found at Burka shows a large head injury, possibly sustained in battle. For decades, I wonder if that's her hair too. Doubt it. Is that an assumption? I don't know. For decades, women were assumed to be on the sidelines of battles, not participants. However, the nature of the skeleton's wound, a severe gash to the dome, suggests she did indeed take part in combat. Initially, when the remains were found in a large Viking burial site, no one suspected she was a warrior for the sole reason that she was a woman. Now, Al-Shamahi says she is proof that females did indeed take part in battles. Although the burial site is very, I'm not putting women down. We know women were warriors back in the day, still are today. But, man, anyway. Although the burial site is very important to archaeologists and researchers, it is far from the only Viking grave found in Norway. Neil Price, a professor and archaeology consultant, said he wouldn't be surprised to find more warrior women. The notion of Viking warrior women, has been portrayed in popular culture such as TV series Vikings, but the archaeology and science of it just being unearthed and the reality, however small a scale it is so far, can no longer be denied thanks to this particular skeleton. History notes that this woman was originally assumed to be another male skeletal until Anna Schlinkstrom, an osteologist from Stockholm University, noticed that the bones suggested she was female. DNA confirmed her belief. And from Stockholm University, tweet, Viking warrior is a woman, new research study of Viking town of Burka. And there you can see the rest of it. The find is of such significance as is the cutting edge technology used to create her face that Al Shamahi is hosting a National Geographic documentary on the case. During the hour-long program, she will explain the science behind recreation methods and travel around Norway, showing viewers various Viking burial sites. It airs in Britain in early December and will no doubt make its way to other countries for viewing later this year. The recreation includes items found with the skeleton are on exhibit at the Museum of Natural History in Oslo. Further proof of the woman's status as a fighter are the weapons with which she was buried. Important thing. Should have brought that up earlier, including arrows, an axe, and a spear. They are also part of the display at the museum. And Charlotte, I'm not going to try the middle one, Johnson, from the Department of Archaeology and Ancient History of Uppsala University, Sweden, was the leader of this research. She is quoted in Eureka Alert noting, "What we have studied was not a Valkyrie from the sagas, but a real-life military leader that happens to be a woman." Historians may have resisted the notion that women were on battlefields because, simply put, they lacked the physical strength to successfully take on an opponent, especially in the Viking Age. However, firing a bow and arrow from a distance or using a spear while on horseback negates the assumption that women weren't capable of fighting. And now, with the recreated face of a female warrior, there is proof that at least some women stood beside their men in the midst of battle. All right, there you go from this week's Vintage News. So, where shall we go from here, gang? Well, I have a very, very good idea of what we should do. I was going to go to another article about what would happen if the Earth sped up even 5 miles an hour. But then I didn't think Fortune would be here either, so I planned accordingly. But that's okay. He is here. He's waiting in the background. Chano's en route. Be safe, brother. I know you're listening out there. I know you are listening. And gang, hey, there's more to come. We're going to be talking as an enlisted man and non-commissioned officers about you know who, Lieutenant Colonel. So be sure and stand by for that. And here at Last Scout Radio, the LZ, ladies and gentlemen, will be